Hey guys, Ricochet here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Diablo 4's recent expansion, the Vessel of Hatred. So, I've had a good amount of hands-on time with the expansion, and I will be completely honest with you guys in that it's left me feeling somewhat confused about where I stand with it. At points, I'm having a great time, but these moments and highlights feel all too brief, as I'm then having to leave an activity that I'm enjoying to go and do something that feels laborious and frankly frustrating. Starting with the campaign, it was okay. Not bad, but it wasn't great. The carrot that was a potential face-off with Mephisto was dangled enticingly before us for us only to be left with Diablo Jesus at the end. Personally, I was disappointed and left unfulfilled by the end of it. And the introduction to the Undercity just felt like needless padding. A bunch of fetch quests that I really didn't care about, and I ended up skipping the story that was attached to it because I just got bored by the end. As for the classes, there really was only one real choice, and that's the Spiritborn, which was just too powerful to ignore, and has made the majority of other classes look limp by comparison. I mean, you only have to look at YouTube, and it's currently replete with trillion gazillion damage Spiritborn builds. So why would you want to guilt yourself by playing another class, right? And I get it. It's new. It's exciting. The endgame has the most activities we've ever had since the game's launch, and let's be fair, it was bare bones when we first got our hands on it. And in essence, that's a great thing. I'm all for having a variety of things to choose from. I actually prefer the change from world tiers to torment levels. I think that's a good change. This does come with a bit of a price, however, as the chase for ancestral gear feels much longer, as it only has a chance of dropping once you get to Torment 1. And to be honest, this is only a fraction of what I think is a larger problem. Like I said, there have been points in the game where I've had a great time, but then I hit a bottleneck of needing materials for potions, or materials to temper my gear, or I have to go and do something else to masterwork, and, you know, some of those activities just don't feel great to do, especially when you're in the middle of, say, an Undercity run that you're really enjoying. The Seething Realm is a great idea in principle, but the Realm Walker is just slow and dull. Even after the patch that was meant to speed it up, it is still way too slow. As someone in my stream said, 30% faster than a snail's pace is still just slow. I'm just not inspired to do it. And then there's the Seething Opals. I mean, other than Helltide, it just feels wasteful using them in any other activity. Equipment doesn't drop much from most activities or materials, other than from the bosses. The XP increase is useful at 15%, I like that, and I've actually used them in Infernal Hordes, especially earlier on, just for the XP and level gain. Now, Undercity is one of my favourite activities in the expansion. It's challenging and can be quite rewarding if you have the tributes. I'd like to do it more often, but it's a waste of time if you don't have the tributes. And they don't really drop all that often in my experience, and that just might be my bad luck, so let me know in the comments if you have more luck than me. The change to increasing glyph levels is a good one. I prefer it. It feels much faster doing it in the pit. Pit levels are also a good way to gauge your readiness for increasing the difficulty, which I also like. Nightmare dungeons are still kind of meh, in my opinion, and I still prefer doing Infernal Hordes if I'm completely honest. Boss summoning materials has been and remains to be my biggest bugbear with this game. Needing 12 now to fight Grigwar, Zir and Beast in the Ice just increased my irritation, especially now that they drop way less gear. I like the Dark Citadel and the fact that you have to work as a team. It adds an interesting spin on things rather than the normal just kill stuff and move on. But your experience can either be great or frustrating depending on your teammate. And to be fair, I've found that most people in Diablo 4 have been very patient, especially with new players coming into the Dark Citadel, so that is a win for the community. So my final thoughts on the expansion are this. I don't regret getting it. I've had a good time with it, but I've also hit some very frustrating bottlenecks. Spiritborn is a fun class to play. I just wish the other classes were balanced and in line with it. And here's the thing, and I think this is the most telling factor for me, and that is, I won't be in a rush to start a new class this season and play again. I had numerous characters last season and they were all fun to play. I had a great time. I just can't see myself choosing to do it all again this season. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.